Hello everyone, this is going to be a more detailed view on plating technique, how to plate, label, and the like. This is primarily because the current one that you have is not the best. My WebEx is not great. So this time we're using a different application. The difference is that you can't see my face, and I can't stop and go back if I make a mistake. So this might be several different tries. What we're going to start off with is we're going to show some basic plating technique. This is going to be our source plate. This is the very most recent Mycobacterium non-chronogenicum plate we have. Excuse me, Mycobacterium phala. And this is going to be another plate that we're going to transfer to. This is going to be nutrient auger. Typically, we wouldn't use nutrient auger, but nutrient auger is what I have on hand. And as I said, this is Mycobacterium phala. And today is the 3rd. Now, basic things. Scientific name, auger type, person inoculating, date, and the temperature that needs to be grown at. That is basic plating. For this, we're going to be using these. These are disposable loops. You're going to have to trust me that off to the side here I have a basic bin. Now, first thing, basic plating technique. How do we hold things? Personally, I'm going to have one of these disposable loops over here. I hold it like this. And we're going to start off with something very simple, and that's creating a bacterial lawn. Here's our source plate. That's our plating plate. This plate, flip it over. I'm right-handed, so I keep my tool in my right hand. You want to hold it just like you would a pencil, as if you were writing. And we're going to use the clamshell method. Clamshell means that we hold it like that, and our loop goes in, grabs some bacteria, closes it up, come over to our next plate, and the same thing. I'm going to try to get this right down the neck here, and a very simple, right like that. That one's done. Next plate. It's going to be an isolation streak. We have two types of isolation streaks. We have quads and we have T-streaks. A T-streak is like this, where you have 1, 2, and 3. Right like that. Now how this works, you shouldn't have to write a T, but you're more than capable of doing that at the very beginning. We're going to have our bacteria here. We then move down here, and then from there, over there. With this isolation streak, the goal is to find individual colonies. So let's do this, shall we? Come back here to our Mycobacterium. You can see there is condensation inside of the tops of these. I did pull them right out of the cooler. Now, once again, I'm going to try to do this, but I might not be able to get bacteria. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. This is not normally how you would do it. Again, take some bacteria. Normally, we'd be doing clamshell method. But I want you to see what I just did. Same thing over here. I'm going to remove the lid. I want you to see what I'm doing. Normally, you would do clamshell method. What I'm about to do is not sterile at all. Okay. And then right up on top, we have our bacteria. Right like that. Deposited. Take out our next one. Right like that. Right into the next quadrant. Deposit it. take from here right over into quadrant 3. And that's your isolation streak. You can see that it goes from here, down, and then over. 3 streaks for a T streak. We're done with that. Right into the biohazard. The next one we have is a quad isolation streak using quadrants. Same as before. We're going to draw this out so you can see it. By the end of the semester, you'll be doing enough of these that you should be able to do this in your head. Now we have 4 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right like that. So we're going to start with bacteria here in 1. Then we're going to go to 2. Then do a bit of a streak. Go down. Bit of a streak. Over. Bit of a streak. Notice how it almost closes, but we do not fully close the gap. Once again, taking from our Mycobacterium phala over here. This time I am going to do clamshell method. And just take some bacteria like that. And I'm going to try to see if I can get it up. That's a fair amount of bacteria on the loop. And just like before, you would do this with clamshell, but I'm going to do it open face so that you can see it. Our starting bacteria quadrant is this one right here, right like that. You can see where the bacteria is cultured. Now we're going to take another one of our loops. We're going to turn it. I turn it. I typically turn it counterclockwise because I'm right-handed when I'm going into another quadrant. And we're just going to go right like this and streak. Next one. Counterclockwise again. Take a bit and streak. Counterclockwise it. Bit and streak. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's plating and isolation streaks using disposable tools. For making other types of streaks, that is going to be a similar process. The main difference being that we have to use tubes instead. And I'm going to go grab some tubes that are over here off to the side.